Hi, it's Christine. Do you suffer from s.a.d? Well, don't get sad, get Hygge. Hi, my name is Christine Conway. Welcome to Happy Stuff and Fluff, a channel for women over 50 who are getting happy and growing younger. Well, as you can see, we're in a different place today, and that's because we're talking about Hygge, and I wanted to show you what I mean by it as opposed to just talk about it. If you do suffer from s.a.d, seasonal acquired disorder, or seasonal affective disorder, I think it's sometimes called, it's that kind of seasonal depression that depends on the season, so particularly winter time, which is why it's also sometimes called winter depression. If you do, you really need to see your doctor because there are things that they can do about it. And also I think those daylight lamps seem to be very effective, that you can use and time them to wake you up in the morning, that make you feel better. And also, especially if you live in the north of England, I think it's good to take vitamin D all the way through the winter time. But check with your doctor first. I think we don't realise, just how what a lack of vitamin D can actually do to your body. So those are, things that you need to check out. But if, like the rest, I was going to say the rest of us, I don't suffer with it, but lots of people I know may not actually have s.a.d, but they do feel a little bit more gloomy at this time of year, or a bit less energetic and lethargic, or less enthusiastic about things at this time of year. They say, I always feel like this at this time of year, and as I say, they don't feel enthusiastic about things. Well, I'm here to say, let's start thinking about this a little bit differently. And I want to talk about Hygge. Now, around about autumn time, I tend to get that little flutter of excitement and anticipation for the onset of winter. I love winter, I love the cold weather, although in saying that, I do like to be warm. I'll let you into a secret. My heating's never turned off all the way through summer. I like my house at a steady warmth. I know it's a bit of a contradiction. Love the winter, love the cold, but I also love to be warm. And that's what Hygge means to me. Now, I'm sure my interpretation of it is perhaps not quite so correct. And I know we have some people, subscribers who are from the Nordic countries, so perhaps you could tell us a little bit more about it in detail. But for me, this is what it means. It means finding a spot in my home where I feel that sense of coziness and warmth and comfort. So I have this little spot I call my favourite spot, where I like to come and read. Now, I save this spot for my fiction reading. Anything I need to do for work or research or reference, I do in my workspace, and save this place for fiction or non-fiction books, but not workbooks. So that's what I like to do. That gives me that sense of Hygge. Another thing that makes Hygge is, for me anyway, is sitting down and eating with family. It's something that we seem to be doing less and less in our society, actually sitting round the dinner table and talking. When you've had a really nice meal, maybe a glass of wine, and you're with your family and you get that sense of, it's like a contented feeling. That to me is Hygge. So I think if you can do that, make a special effort during the winter time, because you are going to be at home longer in the night during the evenings than you are in the summertime, because it's cold and dark outside. And so plan at least 2 or 3 times a week to actually sit at the dinner table, or at least sit down together with family. Certainly when my children were smaller, it was the only time we all got a chance to talk to each other and catch up on what each other was doing, sitting down at the dinner table to eat. And do the same with friends. It's lovely to have friends round and sit around a table eating together. But you don't have to be big on entertaining. I'll let you into another secret. I don't cook. Mr. Kitchen does the cooking in our house, but I do enjoy the entertainment aspect of it, of just of sitting down and eating with friends. So again, you know, give people a sandwich. They're coming round to see you and not necessarily for the food. So that's something that you can do too. The other thing that means hygge to me is cashmere socks. In fact, silk, you know I like silk, but on my Christmas list there's always an item of cashmere, scarf, socks, anything that gives me that lovely soft sensual feeling. Cashmere, fur rugs, clothes, natural fibres do it for me too. Flowers, you know I love flowers in the home. Anything that makes me feel, or makes my home feel like a safe haven to come home and hibernate, if you like, to cuddle up and be cosy. That's what hygge means to me. And these are things that I tend to do just in the winter time, and I think that's why I look forward to winter, or one of the reasons I look forward to winter quite so much. So, tell me what you do to make hygge. You know, Denmark, which is where hygge comes from, consistently comes top of the list in terms of the happiest nations. Year on year, Denmark comes top as being the happiest. So I think we ought to take a leaf out of their book and make hygge. So tell me in the comments below what you do to give yourself that sense of contentment and coziness and warmth and that feeling. Okay, so I love hardback books, and you know I love the smell of new books. This is a book I'm reading at the moment. Why am I reading a book about Christmas in New York? I'll tell you about that next time. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there, except for one of you asked me, what can we do for you, Christine? Or giving us all this information about how we can make ourselves happy. What can we do for you? Well, hand on heart, you're doing it already. I love the comments that you leave down below, and I enjoy communicating with you in that way. So that makes me happy. But you can help me with one of my short-term goals. So I have this goal that by the end of January 2018, we'll have 1,000 subscribers on Happy Stuff and Fluff. And you can help me with that. So you can help me with that by telling your friends about me and getting them to come and join in, or sharing me on Facebook or any of the other social media sites that you may use, and help us to get 1,000 subscribers. That would be amazing if we could do that. That would be really good. In the meantime, remember that on the Happy Stuff and Fluff channel, we are getting happy and growing younger. Thank you so much for listening. You know I appreciate you. And instead of getting sad this winter, get hygge and let me know all about it. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.